Welcome back. In the last video, we looked at some comparison operators, and then we looked at defining lists, and then we looked at accessing lists to both show this information and also to update information. Now this time we are going to look at another interesting thing now. So we are going to look at how you can slice lists, slicing lists. That's what we'll cover in this video, right? So let us take fruits for this example, right? So let us take, because everybody likes to slice fruits. So I'm going to create a fruits list where you do that. So I am square brackets, and then again I'm creating a list of fruits in the form of strings. You can use any other data type too, but these fruits are best defined as strings, right? So I'm just going to and that's a pretty big list, but still there are more fruits anyway. So this is my list of fruits. I can obviously find the length using the len built-in function, right? Now I started off saying that you can slice lists. Now slicing in English means getting a part of something, right? You are slicing it to create pieces, right? So here slicing a list is to get a piece of a list, right? So let us say I want to get 3 fruits from this list of fruits. So we will start off by trying indexing, right? We will do that by fruits. So the first 3, if I want, I can do 0. Oh, no fruit, it's fruits. I can then get the next one. It's completing for me. So this is boring, right? I mean, getting one after the other, I'm getting tired already. Now let us do something different. We will actually do slicing now. Fruits. Now I'm going to do 0. That's, and then I'll just do it first, and then I'll explain, right? Wow, isn't that is that the first set of 3? Yes, right? So we had apple, banana, fig, which is the first set, and I was able to slice and take out the first 3, right? So that is, now let me explain the slicing syntax to you, right? So you obviously put the name of the list, whatever the list name is, right? And then you, from where you want to slice, you want to start from the beginning, so the starting index, which is 0, right? So I'm going to say fruits, pardon my, and then once I start there, I have to find the ending index, which is, so I actually want first 3, so 0, 1 and 2, but what I tell Python is that give me ending index plus 1, that is this index which I give after a colon is how you separate them. It should be the index which you don't want, just the index after the last one you want, plus 1, right? Ending index plus 1. So that is, when I do this, you get the first 3 items, right? 0, 1 and 2. Let us try another example. So I want to find out the last 4 fruits, right? Okay, and let us try this. Fruits 4, 8. Oh, cool, that worked, right? So this last 4 fruits, if I wanted last 3, what should I do? So the way I'll explain this again to you. You have to start with the index which you want, right? So because you want last 3, you want to, so find out from, it starts with apple is 0, banana 1, fig 2, guava 3, jackfruit is 4, and kiwi fruit, that is 5, right? That is the, from the last is the third one, so 5 it starts, and then you want 6 and 7, so 7 is the end index, but in slicing syntax you give end index plus 1, so that's why 8, so 5 to 8, and that you got my answer, right? So here let's try, I want to do last two, right? So obviously fruits, the index of the second last is 6, and I have to give last index plus 1, so 8. That worked. So you have to get your indexes right, and for that you have to practice slicing, right? So if you practice a lot more slicing, you will understand how it works. Now there is more to slicing. I'll get to that now, right? So trying things out is the best way to learn. Now Python always tries to make our life easy, right? That's the best thing about Python. It wants us to do less work. So I had tried to get the last 3 fruits from the list like this. Now what I can do instead is that I can do this, and that also works, because now I have left out the second argument. The first argument is before the colon, the second argument is after the colon, and it should have been 8, but since I am not given, Python can safely understand that you want to go till the end of the list, right? So it just goes from whatever point you started to the end of the list. So let us now if I want to get hold of the first 4 elements, right? What we tried earlier. So for that, what we had done was we did this. Now this gave me first 3. Now if I want to do first 4, I would do this. Now a shorthand version would be remove this, because now when you remove, Python will safely understand that you want to begin from the beginning of the list, and you get the same answer. So Python will help you out where it can be very sure of what you want. Note that I am calling them as arguments because we are passing values to the slicing operator. The slicing operator is this, right? This is the slicing operator. Now I am passing arguments before and after this colon. In typical functions, you pass arguments by sending commas, right? That's how you generally do argument passing. We have seen this before, right? But here it's a slicing operator. It expects you to delimit, separate the arguments by a colon. Cool. So now let us get into little more slicing. Let us make it more interesting. So let us look at this fruits again. So now what if I wanted the fruits which are there on the odd position? So which means I want the first one, apple, and then I skip over banana, go to fig, and then skip over guava, go to jackfruit, like that, right? So I want to get fruits which are there in the odd position. Now remember, in Python, position 1 means index 0, right? And position 3 would mean index 2, and so on, right? So the answer we expect is apple first, and then we need fig, jackfruit, and lemon. If I want to just get first, these are the ones in the, because there are 8, there will be 4 of them in the odd positions, right? Now slicing in Python allows you to jump or stride ahead in steps. So that is something we can do like this. So we saw this. Now this is starting index. Since I want to get all the fruits which are in the even odd positions, so I don't have to tell Python that just start from the beginning of the list. Then I want to get it go to till the end of the list, right? I want all the odd fruits. So that's also done. So Python will safely assume that, and then you give one more delimiter, which is a colon in the case of slicing, and then you say 2. Enter, you got your answer. So there are 2 colons in the syntax, right? 2 separators. The first argument the starting index. I didn't provide anything because Python will safely assume it as 0. The second argument, it's supposed to be the end index plus 1. Again, I didn't provide anything because I wanted to go to the end, so it will be 7 plus 1, 8. The third argument which I gave this time tells Python to jump 2 steps instead of the default one step. Usually Python will, earlier I never gave these steps, right? If you see the earlier things, I was just giving the start and end, right? So in those cases, just like it assumed when you didn't provide here anything, the starting and ending, in the case you didn't give the end, it would assume it to be that you want to jump only one. So which means you don't want to jump, you want to just go one after the other. But since you gave 2 this time, it actually jumped over. It said, okay, 0 and then 2 and then 4 and stuff like that, right? Cool. I can also explicitly give these arguments, right? I could say 0 and then 8. It works the same way. So this 0, 8, 2, that is same as this, because Python will understand you want to go from the beginning to the end of the list. If I want, so this is giving me odd list, right? What do you think if I want the even ones? How do you get that? What I want you to do is stop the video for some time, think about it, and try it on your own machine, and then look at the solution. Okay? Okay. Now I'm going to solve it for you. Hopefully you got it. If not, it's not a problem. We'll do it here. So remember, when I didn't give a starting point, it started from the beginning. Now I want the even number positioned fruits, which means the index. I don't want 0th position. I want the 0th index because that is the first position. I want the second position, which is 1 index. So I got to start from 1, and then again the same thing, right? So 1 index, 3 index, 5 index, and 7 index. So automatically, if I start from 1, it will start jumping 2. So it will go to 3, 5, and so on. So I got my answer. So it starts with banana, and then it jumps over fig. Fig is the third fruit, goes to guava, and then it jumps over jackfruit and goes to kiwi fruit, and so on. So you can slice out and carve out pieces of a list in different ways with this slicing technique, right? If I want the say the first 2 odd fruits, then that's also possible to do, right? All I do is I want to start from the beginning. I want only first 2, so go up to 4 because 0, 1, 2, 3, right? And then if I do this, I get apple and fig. So great. So with slicing, we were able to carve out, get out pieces of these lists, right? So earlier we did the same thing in indexing. We got out individual items at different positions. So now we got pieces of the list. Now can I use slicing to actually update these lists, like multiple entries, right? Multiple arrays at the same time. Let us look at fruits again. So this is fruits. Now my daughter does not like jackfruit or kiwi fruit. So I want to replace them with orange and plum. So how do I do that? Let us do it in small steps. Let us not try to solve it at one shot. Let's first figure out how to get hold of those values using slicing. And then we can just use assignment. I'll show you. So if you look at jackfruit, it's on position is 5, so index is 4, right? And then kiwi fruit is the next one. So let me try to see if I can slice and get them out. So I am going to say starting index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want 5 also, which means I have to do 5 plus 1, which is 6. So great, we got our jackfruit and kiwi fruit. Now we have got the access done. We have to change the values. Now we are replacing multiple values, right? So for replacing multiple values, you have to give it a list itself. So I am going to do that now. I'm going to say in 4 to 6 position of this list, in this slice, take that out and put this new list there. right? So new smaller list which I'm talking about. So I'm going to do orange and then I'm going to say plum, right? Did that work? Let's check. Fruits. Hey, that worked. Now I've gotten rid of the two fruits my daughter doesn't like. I got orange and plum instead of them, right? So you should go ahead and try more of this, right? So that way you will learn more. That's all we'll do for slicing this time. I will leave you with an idea to play with. So what happens when I do this, the minus, right? Guess what will happen, and then you should actually try it out. That's the way you will learn. Great. We'll take a break now. I will come back to you with another video. We will continue with lists again. Ask your questions in comments. Thank you.